Well, negotiations, right? Politics.
And we're out of time. So you.
Hey y'all, gravity. Any day above ground, live it. Hopefully you're having a fantastic start to your work week. Before we get into this, I'm going to have to report some sad news I just saw on X. So I think I might as well share this with the family. So let's get before we introduce the family, let's get this out the way.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose, such as criticism, commenting, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Yeah. I just saw that the Kemi Mutombo passed away today at 58 due to brain cancer. Wow. Yesterday, the world lost Chris Christopherson. And what was it? Saturday, they lost Maggie Smith. So I guess things happen in threes. So prayers to his family. One of the best centers of all time. Dang, he was only 58. All right. So there's that. Okay. Let's transition into what you guys really came in here to hear about. So for those who don't know, today could be the end of the U.S. economy because there is a pending dock worker strike that is supposed to occur this afternoon. And if that goes through without a deal in place, essential goods and services we will not be able to have access to. And according to what I've been reading since this morning, nobody's negotiating today. And I think the deadline is 3 p.m. That's what I heard from one outlet. But you know how they all want to report different things so they could be ahead of the curve in case something's confirmed. So let's go look at what's going on out here in the streets. Or, I guess, considering that this is about the ports, let's see what's going on the waters.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
So I'm sorry. So it's tomorrow, not today, tomorrow. So it says U.S. East Coast port strike looms Tuesday with no talk schedule. U.S. East and Gulf Coast port workers are set to go on strike at midnight on Monday with no talks currently scheduled to head off a stoppage threatening to halt container traffic from Maine to Texas and cost the economy as much as $5 billion a day. Perfect way to start off the month. So next month, they lose $165 billion, especially starting the holiday season. The labor contract between the International Longshoremen's Association, the ILA, union representing 45,000 port workers in the United States Maritime Alliance, or the USMX, employer group expires late Monday with negotiations at an impasse over pay. A port strike will go ahead starting Tuesday at 12:01 a.m., the ILA said on Sunday. The USMX refuses to address a half century of wage subjugation. The union said in a statement on Sunday, if union members do walk off the job, it would be the first coastwide ILA strike since 1977, affecting ports that handle about half the nation's ocean shipping. No negotiations are taking place and none are planned before the Monday deadline. A person familiar with the matter said on condition of anonymity, as the matter is a sensitive one. The union had previously said the strike would not impact military cargo ships or cruise ship traffic. Well, that's nice. But a strike could stop the flow of everything from food to automobiles at major ports, potentially jeopardizing jobs and stoking inflation weeks ahead of the U.S. presidential election. Business Roundtable, which represents major U.S. business leaders, said it was deeply concerned about the potential strike at the East Coast and Gulf Coast ports. The group warned the labor stoppage could cost the economy billions of dollars daily, hurting businesses, workers, and consumers across the country. We urge both sides to come to an agreement before Monday night's deadline. A short strike could have a limited economic impact, given many companies have imported extra goods ahead of a possible work stoppage or shifted more shipments to West Coast ports, which doesn't help the East Coast. But a strike that continues for weeks could have serious economic impacts. Let's see what he's saying. Oh, hell no. These people today don't know what a strike is. Harold Daggett, the ILA's fiery leader, said in a recent video post, "I'll cripple you. I will cripple you." For months, Daggett has threatened to shut down 36. Well, that was wonderful. I don't know why the fuck he did that. Okay. That was weird. I don't know why my page just did that, but okay. Should be fine now. For months, Daggett has threatened to shut down the 36 ports covered by this union. So you're just going to throw an ad while I'm talking. Okay, fuck you then. For months, Daggett has threatened to shut down the 36 ports covered by his union if employers like container ship operator Maersk, I think I said that right, and its APM terminals North America do not deliver significant wage increases to stop terminal automation projects. So we go back to them damn robots. The dispute is worrying businesses that rely on ocean shipping to export their wares or secure crucial imports. Steve Hughes, CEO of HCS International, which specializes in automotive sourcing and shipping, accused the ILA of holding the entire country over a barrel. Let's hope y'all don't have parts you need to be imported. An ILA strike could wedge labor-friendly President Joe Biden into a no-win position as Vice President Kamala Harris runs a razor-tight election race against former President Donald Trump. Biden on Sunday said he did not intend to intervene to prevent a walkout if Dockworkers failed to secure a new contract. So you don't want to get involved, but you labor-friendly. Okay. U.S. presidents can intervene in labor disputes that threaten national security or safety by imposing an 80-day cooling-off period under the federal Taft-Hartley Act, forcing workers back on the job while negotiations continue. On Friday, Biden administration officials met with the USMX employer group to directly convey, quote, that they need to be at the table and negotiating in good faith fairly and quickly, a message it had delivered earlier to the ILA. USMX had accused the ILA of refusing to negotiate. Retailers that account for about half of all container shipping volume and are headed into their all-important winter holiday sales season have been busily employing backup plans. There's a potential for another violent move across consumer stocks next week if, as is consensus thinking, the East Coast longshoremen do indeed strike, Jeffrey's analysis said in a client note. Many of the big retail players rushed in Halloween and Christmas merchandise early to avoid any strike-related disruptions, including extra shipping and storage costs. Shit. And they'll go right back to the government and ask for that money back in a write-off next year. Retail behemoth Walmart, the largest U.S. container shipper and membership warehouse club operator Costco, said they are doing everything they can to mitigate any impact. But a lot of shippers do not have that flexibility as they are small, do most of their business on the East and Gulf Coast, or lack the financial might to load up on safety stock. Ash Bahardwaj, CEO of Onyx Homes, has factories in Florida and imports materials used to build homes in the company's planned communities through the port of Miami. Like other shippers in his position, he was resigned to his fate. Everyone will have the same problem, he said. Nasty work. And there was this from Fox Business. Port strike will bring another hit to farmers, says former President Trump official. Strike will cost the U.S. economy up to $5 billion per day. Let's see what these scumbags talking about. No sound. Wonderful. Wonderful.
So ports along the east and Gulf coasts are on the verge of a dock workers strike that could slam the U.S. Just a month before the election. The International Longshoremen's Association leader, his name is Harold Daggett, he says he's willing to push the economy past its breaking point if the U.S. Maritime Alliance doesn't agree to substantial wage hikes, up to 80% over several years, and safeguards against automation. For more on how the stalemate could play out in the next few days, let's welcome Congressman Jeff Van Drew from the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. And
where's Buttigieg? Where's Buttigieg on this?
It's going to be hit hard if there is a strike. I should say, Congressman, right off the bat, we are getting confirmation from some sources at the Port Authority of New Jersey and New York that they are planning for picketing throughout the port complex. Now, some folks are taking that as an indication that there definitely will be a strike. What say you?
Well, I hope there isn't. I mean, nothing's definite in this world. So let's really, get into it and let's try to straighten this thing out. It's a big deal. And you said some of the numbers before, $4.5 billion per day in affecting our economy. And we don't want to go back. I mean, we've already still have some supply chain problems. This will really exacerbate supply chain problems, can exacerbate food shortages.
I bet you wish you had that money that you gave Ukraine and Israel and Palestine. I bet you wish you had that money now, didn't you? You bastards, you. And y'all wonder why I tell y'all, vote them all out.
Get to work!
Also, a lot of these supplies for automobiles, a lot of the parts for automobiles go through these ports. This is a real big deal. Now, and this is important.
Mr. Daggett is a very shrewd negotiator. He, again, is the head of the Longshoremen's Union. He's been at it for a while. I think he's actually a third-generation longshoreman, so he knows the business well. The strike is timed for it to start on Tuesday. Tuesday is the day of the vice presidential debate. Tim Walz, if there is a strike, Tim Walz is going to be asked about that undeniably, and he's going to have a little egg in his face, right?
Well, I mean, he'll be asked about it. Let's see what his answer is. I mean, this is this is something you have to really think through. I always support workers, whether they're union or non-union. However, this is a case where it affects lots of other workers within the country and people and families and working families. So this requires presidential leadership. You know what this is all about? This is about presidential leadership. The president, not Taft-Hartley, he shouldn't invoke that, but he should get in there and really say, come on, let's straighten this out. Bang some.
No, you should have said, "Come on, man." That's what you should have said. "Come on, man." But he already told you he don't want to. He don't want to be part of this. He want them to figure it out. He finna leave anyway in what, 3 months? He finna leave. So 3.5 months. So who cares?
Some heads together, work this thing through, make sure the workers get what they need, but also make sure the country gets what it needs in supplies. This is a really important time.
Because he doesn't
and I
know
don't
what
think
he's
we're going to see that
doing.
leadership.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He was bloviating when the auto workers did theirs. He was bloviating because he thought he was facing Trump. Now that he's out of the race, he's playing with house money. He don't care. He's leaving that to Kamala. And Kamala, when we do the broadcast later today, she got a lot to answer for. And him. And Congress.
We haven't seen it all along. We haven't seen it with foreign affairs. We haven't seen it with the wall, with the border. We haven't seen it with a bunch of stuff. I don't know why we suddenly see it here. I actually hope that we do. This is beyond being partisan.
Of course, the president claims that he is a union guy and that nobody's been friendlier to the unions than he has in the history of the presidency. If he can't work this out before the strike, again, it's going to make that position hard to defend.
Well, it is. And if he is a union guy, he also cares about all the other unions and all the other families that are going to be affected by this. You can do this, but you got to be strong. You know, that's the thing. That's the word that you don't think of, quite frankly, when you think of this president or the vice president who now wants to be vice president. There's nothing strong in anything.
The vice president who now wants to be vice president. Say less.
They've shown in leadership, and this requires real strength.
Yeah.
This isn't easy. These are your own American people that are affected by this on both sides of it. But I think we can work out a fair agreement, do the right thing, and yet at the same time, you know, care about the workers.
Congressman Jeff.
Y'all don't give a shit about labor. I thought we already figured this out. Y'all don't care. Oh, so y'all want the overlords. Say less. Shout out to both of them. They're both on the same wavelength with immigration. They want everybody to come in here so they could do the AI machine learning jobs that they won't teach Americans, especially the children, to do. It's okay. So let's see what's going to be affected. I think it was this one that tells you when it's going to be affected. Wait, I might have had a, let me see. No, this is Reuters. I think this is this is the one I read. Yeah, they were talking about the automotive parts. They were talking about food, especially fruits. We talking clothes, the materials for clothes. So who's ready for, because we know this is usually the end of the year, and this is when a lot of car companies give out those deep discounts because they want them last minute Christmas sales. Who's ready to pay more for a brand new car? This is nasty. Well, we already know they don't care. They don't care about us. They never did. This is Build Back Better, I guess. I guess this was envisioned in the Inflation Reduction Act. All right, let's look that up real quick. Now I'm going to go take a break. Actually, let me ask y'all this while I'm looking this up. I need to go in on Elon Musk. Should I save that for today or do it tomorrow before I go to the plantation? I kind of want to do it today, but I really want to do it tomorrow. Let's see. Who's ready to pay more for turkeys? This was it. There we go. We found it. Yeah, go ahead and do that Cannon Hotel. You don't eat turkey like that? Listen, I get down on some ground turkey. That's what I make with my meat sauces, my my tacos. But yeah, here we go. Expect shortages of bananas, booze, chocolate, and cherries if there's a long port strike. Holiday shopping in good shape. First, the good news. Your holiday shopping might not be affected as much as you might fear. Typically, 70% of goods that retailers stock up for the holidays is already shipped through the ports by this time of year. And because of the strike threat, that percentage is much greater this time. Okay. Yes, we have no bananas. That's how they wrote it. Yes, we have no bananas. But most of these holiday goods can sit in warehouses or even in shipping containers for months at a time. That's not the case with perishable goods that flow through the ports, such as fruits and vegetables. Maybe the best example of that is America's most popular fruit, the banana. Pause. Virtually all bananas eaten in the United States are imported, true, and 1.2 million metric tons of bananas flow through the ILA-represented ports, with Port Wilmington in Delaware declaring itself America's largest banana port. Banana imports through these ports represent 25% of U.S. banana consumption, according to figures from the American Farm Bureau. Pause. How many of y'all eating bananas whole still in your big ass ages? Pause. What did Kara say? Kara, you. There she goes.
Huh? Nah.
They already got caught eating pigeons. They're not doing that again.
What the hell?
You see what they write to me, family? You see this?
Pause.
Pause.
I said pause, nigga. Mind you, LeBron is spending $2.5 million on his body. Pause.
I would give it to Barkley. Pause. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, but I'll let you go. Pause.
Go ahead.
It's a luxury to have a big man. Pause. They gave him the soft one. The hard one. Pause, nigga. Pause. I said pause, nigga. Mind you, LeBron is spending $2.5 million on his body. Pause.
I would give it to Barkley. Pause. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, but I'll let you go. Pause.
Go ahead.
It's a luxury to have a big man. Pause. They gave him the soft one. The hard one. Pause, nigga.
That was just way pause. How you gonna start with the pause that big on a Monday? Pause. You probably said that. You probably typed that with a smile on your face. Pause. Oh, Miss Niecy, you're not ready for that conversation. Cannon, why you starting already, brother? You're going to piss this woman off. Miss Niecy. All right, Miss Niecy. Let me finish this article and we're going to show you video 3D meat. Since you want to know, this is Miss Niecy's fault, by the way, family. Let's see. But there are plenty of other imports as well, including 90% of imported cherries that move through those ports, and significant portions of berries and other fruits. While there are domestic sources of these products, such as cherries from Michigan and West Coast states. There's more demand for the product than U.S. growers can provide. And raw materials used by U.S. food producers, such as cocoa and sugar, also come in through the ports at risk of being struck. The ingredients for chocolate for Halloween has already arrived, Munch said, and it might not affect production for Christmas, but production for early next year could be affected depending on the length of the strike. So candy for Valentine's Day could be more difficult to find. Americans have plenty of domestic sources they want to have a drink, but many prefer imports from Europe, South America, or the Caribbean. Products such as German beer, French wine, Scotch and Irish whiskey, or rum and tequila. There's enough demand for those products, and that beverages and spirits are among the major products handled at the port of New York and New Jersey, the largest port that could be shut down by this strike and the third largest in the nation. Nasty work. Okay. So let's go show Miss Nisi 3D printed meat. Guess some.
A juicy, sizzling steak made by computer.
Talk! Do you see what that says, family? There's the fats, there's the blood, and then there's the muscle, because you got to make sure you can cut it right and it can hold up on the grill. Who's hungry? Who's hungry? Miss Nisi, you know you hungry.
Come on with it.
That's amazing.
Come on with it.
That's amazing.
Isn't that wonderful?
While obtaining regular meat is a process that's been taking place for millennia, cow, butcher, beef, Redefined Meat, a meat alternative startup out of Israel, makes their product using a highly technical process. The mix of soy and pea protein,
dinner's ready,
beetroot, nutritional yeast, and coconut fat is formed into steak-like shapes using a 3D printer.
Our goal is to become the largest meat company.
Hey, did you see that nasty ass marbling? What is that? Who is eating this? Family, y'all ready to get down? Coconut fat. They say coconut fat. Of course, it's out of Israel. Yeah, you got to put this steak after you cook it, you slice it up, put it in between that Subway bread. You know, Subway bread made with yoga mats. Facts. It got more pixels than a Toy Story movie.
Oh, I don't like saying that. I don't like saying that. Oof.
Don't you just love people in science?
Using a 3D printer.
Our goal is to become the largest meat company in the world just by harnessing technology instead of animals.
Meat substitutes are not new, but unlike the soy-based crumbles that mimic ground beef.
What the hell is that? What is that?
Just by harnessing technology instead of animals.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck with y'all right now. I hope y'all know I'm about to fuck with y'all. Because I love y'all. I'm finna fuck with y'all. Watch this.
Meat substitutes are
we
not
gonna lower,
new,
family.
but unlike the soy-based crumbles that mimic ground beef.
Do you see that thing?
Redefined Meat product is designed to act, taste, and cut like flank steak.
This is the holy grail of alternative meat.
But the most important part, how does it taste? This diner was happy.
The texture feels right. Even the
texture feels right.
Are your feelings hurt?
Her words down.
Aww.
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
By the way, screenshot.
Smells like the real thing.
Smells like the real thing. They're 3D printing smells now. Let's get it.
Be quiet! Shut up!
Really authentic. For me, it's revolutionary.
This is Inside.
Okay. Wait, no, what? No. All right. The letters from plastic. Mm. There you go. Israel, the home of lab-grown meat. You know, they sent me a video with a suggestion on how to eat their lab-grown meat. There's specific steps you got to take to ensure maximum quality and taste.
So put on the full armor of God, Jesus Christ. I love you, God. Hell, a true Jesus Christ.
That's how you gonna sound after you eat it, during you eating it, and then when you on the toilet trying to get rid of it. All right. That crow, I'm gonna help y'all out. That Kroger shredded cheese. Yeah, I got sawdust on it. Yeah, that white coating. Yeah, that's sawdust. I'm Team Sargento gang. So, yeah. Maybe that's why they're upset. What did you just watch? We'll play it again.
So put on the full armor of God, Jesus Christ. I love you, God. Hell, a true Jesus Christ.
What foods have sawdust in them? Foods containing cellulose, a type of sawdust, are more common than you might think. This ingredient is often listed as cellulose or powdered cellulose and is used as an anti-caking agent, stabilizer, or to add fiber. You'll find it in products like shredded cheeses, spice mixes, and packaged bread. While it might sound alarming, cellulose is generally recognized as safe, GRAS, by health authorities.
We'll do a stream on this another day. I don't want to freak y'all out because it's about to be lunchtime. But yes, be here 3:00. We're gonna go over that Hurricane Helene disaster. And as I said, the Biden administration is having a lot to answer for. The destruction is worse. You drinking coffee? Who want to tell Xavier? Fuck it. I'll do it. Hey, Xavier, you want to know about that coffee you drinking? Would you like to know? Most of your coffee now is genetically modified. I ain't want to be the one to say it. Maybe I save that for another day. You drink coffee, you need to know where they're sourcing these beans from. Think of it like this, that articles I just read, what is one product they didn't say something about? Coffee. Coffee beans. We'll save that for another day, maybe later in the week. What about the Elon Musk stream? No, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow morning. I want to make sure I want to have full 100% attention to that. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Is tea still even good? We'll answer that later in the week. Look, Cosmo's eating genetically modified peppers. It's okay, Cosmo. Chief Ali, we'll talk later in the week. But anyway, hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I'll try to be better next time. So I will see y'all in about 3 hours. We're going to have a very candid conversation. Make sure you share it out to your folk, especially those that are affected. And yeah, we'll get ready for the presidential debate tomorrow. Vice presidential debate tomorrow. It will be streamed here. And also, I will be streaming the full list of charges that the Southern District of New York and the FBI are going to present on Diddy tomorrow. And I've heard they're gonna name victims. So we may get some names. Unless something happens tomorrow, like that strike. And then, nobody's gonna care. But we'll see. Anyway, enjoy your lunch hours. Take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.
Wait around. Yep. Start, yeet, and get out.
Time's up. But did we have a good time here? Hello?
at the end of the day, the day gotta end.
Get your money up, not your funny up. Big fucking move.
That's it.